Hey, it's Shireen Vishmaya in San Francisco, and I wanted to make a video about the upcoming Pisces eclipse, new moon solar eclipse, which is actually on the 26th of February. We're already feeling it because we're actually in between eclipse cycles, and the energy right now is already seeping in that Piscean kind of way, and we're feeling it stirring up in our unconscious, like in the sea of the unconscious. We're already feeling this undercurrent. So it's good to be aware of it before it comes and not wait until it's just a few days, because we often feel these energies brewing up like 10 days before the actual event. And especially in between eclipses, it's especially powerful energy to be aware of and to be cognizant of. So the Pisces, the new moon lunar eclipse, is really stirring up issues around boundaries and lack thereof. So we're going to be highly aware of where we need to put in new boundaries, put in stronger boundaries, where we want more fluidity, where we want more boundlessness in our life. But we have to be really conscious of what is what, like where we want the form and the structure and where we're willing to allow chaos and lack of boundaries to infiltrate our lives and our consciousness. So you may be noticing this in your personal relationships and also in your just in your own unconscious personal sphere of like being conscious of where you want to say yes and no. Because if there's any blurry areas, there's always gray areas in life, but wherever we're blurring the boundaries, it could really sneak up on us and undermine our integrity or our intentions. So there's that really, very almost invisible, nebulous quality of the Pisces energy, especially since this new moon solar eclipse rather, is conjuncting the South Node in Pisces. So it's got this very insidious quality to it, and there's a way of it kind of leaking our energy and leaking the boundaries. So we have to be really mindful of where we want, what and how we want to protect our structures, the forms in our lives, the things we built up, and most importantly, as I said earlier, our integrity, the integrity of our relationships or our intentions, so that that unconscious piece of Pisces doesn't come in and sabotage. It can have a very sabotaging effect. So we have to be really mindful of what we need to keep intact. It's going to be really challenging, especially because we're also having a Mars-Uranus conjunction at the exact same time of this new moon solar eclipse. So Mars-Uranus in Aries is an extremely combustible, fiery, you don't even know or see it coming kind of energy, and it really triggers us in that very primal, impulsive part of our psyche. So watch out for just really like that tendency out of nowhere, like jumping the gun and wanting to burn down the bridges against your own better judgment, because there probably won't be a second thought or a way to hold ourselves in check during that energy. We're going to be extremely reactive and extremely urgent and physical and reactive. So knowing that ahead of time, you can start to ground yourself now and avoid situations that you know are going to set you off or trigger you in a way that you might get engaged in a battle or something that you'll later regret. So try to stay really grounded, really present, and extremely aware of your boundaries and who you're letting into who and what you're letting into your emotional sphere, especially in your personal sphere, because without the boundaries, we could really feel like parasitic relationships or things that really like kind of drain us can come in and just leak all the energy out. It's already a very low energy time with a new moon solar eclipse. Our energies are already at their lowest ebb. So the key word is feeling drained, I imagine. But if we use it in a more conscious state, we can harness this energy for deep devotion and introspection with the new moon in Pisces. So the problem is that the part of our nature that is more discriminating and more aware of the details and the part of our lives where we need to, the way we might normally compartmentalize everything is kind of chaotic and blurred together now. So it takes more practice to then sift through and separate everything out and be really aware of, again, where we're giving our power away, what we're saying yes and no to, and who and what we're allowing into our really private space. So be extremely aware of your boundaries and your limitations, and rejecting or at least protecting yourself from any situations that you know are going to just completely tap you out and drain you. It's just not the time for that right now, because we need to be extra sensitive to the parts of us that are going to get set off, especially with that Mars-Uranus conjunction. So take really good care during this time, and this hopefully will give you a little leeway and preparation to get in the right mindset for this very intense energy that is coming up.